Board of Public Works and Safety meeting of July 7th. Roll call. Here?
Here.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of June 30th. Did anyone have a chance to review those? Did you send me those?
I did not.
Motion to defer action on the minute.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item A is a client services agreement with ATC for a unit fee schedule for construction material testing. This is an agreement where they will be doing the asphalt and concrete testing on the 3rd District and 6th District streets for a total cost of $10,000. Do I have a motion approving the agreement?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item B, correspondence received from City Engineer Dean Button requesting a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit on Kennedy Avenue over Interstate 80 and 94. This is temporary, correct, Dean?
Yes, sir.
Because there's construction?
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be from June 27th to approximately September 9th. Do I have a motion approving the temporary speed limit change?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item C, temporary resident-only parking designation for Wednesday, July 20th through Sunday, July 24th for the Water Gardens and all streets from 122nd to Railroad Avenue, Calumet to Atchison. This is for the Festival of the Lakes.
Okay.
Do I have a motion approving the temporary resident-only parking?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item D, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting approval of General Order Number 16-2 and receipt of street closure approvals.
Motion to approve the chief's request?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item E, status hearing on property located at 705 Kane Street. Chris, you know about 705 Kane?
Oh, okay, actually, that's what Attorney Matthews is here on.
Good morning.
You walked in just in time.
I did. And actually, I misspoke to Chris yesterday. It's not supposed to be on the agenda today. It's set for the 14th of July.
You want us
But-
to defer action?
Pardon me?
Did you want us to defer action?
Well, what I wanted to report either now or then, the two properties, 701, 705 Kane. 701 was a 2-unit. That has been converted, it's almost done, back to a 1-unit that the city wanted. The 705 is a 2-unit, and a contract was just signed the end of last month with Soto's General Construction, who's an approved contractor for the city, to bring the 2-unit up to code. They expect that to be done in the next 30 days. So the work that the city wanted done hopefully will be completed within the next month. We'll call for the inspections, make sure the city is satisfied, and hopefully that will resolve things. So I guess what I'm asking is that we set it over for a hearing in probably like 6 weeks, get the work done, and be able to report back after inspections to the city.
August 18th? Does that work for you?
That should be fine.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to set over to August 18th for status?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Item F, an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 6813 Woodmar Avenue, First Amendment.
didn't we pass this last week? I thought we'd already assigned this last week. All right, well, it's signed again, it doesn't harm anything. There is a rehabilitation agreement on this property. I thought this was approved last week, but maybe I didn't make the cutoff.
Is there an amendment to it? Maybe there's a minor change.
No, it's just to extend the date. There is big progress being made, and we're just gonna give the owner, through the end of the summer to complete the repairs. If it's a duplicate, it doesn't harm anything, it's just extending it.
It says,
It was 6828 Woodmark, no, last week.
Oh, was it? Okay, maybe that's it.
Okay.
Same block wrong.
Right.
so to August 18th?
Just sign the agreement to rehabilitate, and I will get it to the proper parties.
So we just need a motion to approve.
Correct.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. I'd like to recognize Janet Venez, Councilwoman.
Morning.
Item G, rental registration hearing on property located at 263 Webb.
Good morning, Jim Paul with the Alps Group. I'm property manager on this property.
You
We
with
filed-
the bank? Oh, Alps, okay.
We filed the application about three and a half weeks late in regards to it, but we did go ahead and file it in regards to the building. So basically come to court and making sure everything's okay in regards to this building itself.
Okay. This is a building that has 17 total units. It was registered before as 17. And 14, there was quite a bit that weren't being used. And as of 15, it looked like only 3 units were used out of the 17. The others, I guess, were being renovated. So we just want to know how many actual units are actually being rented currently.
Currently, there's 3 tenants in the building. We are doing some repairs in regards to changing out the carpet, painting the walls.
Okay. So there's the same 3
Yes.
from last year.
Are we here for 2015 and 16?
We're here for 2016.
Just 16.
Yeah.
We apologize that we were about 3.5 weeks late on the registration, but we have been on time all the previous years in regards to the registration.
Yeah, the big misunderstanding was how many units were actually being rented out. You know, if we have proof, you know, from them showing that there's only 3 units, you know, we have no problem registering those 3 units, you know, for this year.
We could provide leases if needed.
Yes.
So how are you gonna determine how many units are actually?
Yeah, I mean, if possible, can we just walk through really quick and
Right,
you know,
we
set
can.
up something?
We can set up a walkthrough. in regards to it.
Should we make a motion on this today or wait until after the walkthrough?
Did you want to defer action on this?
Yeah, let's do that, please.
Would I have to come back to court or based on this?
As long as you work something out with him, you
Okay.
wouldn't have to come back.
Very good.
So, I'd say
How long?
3 weeks, give us 3 weeks, we got a lot of inspections.
July 28th?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to defer action until July 28th to allow time for an inspection to be performed.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Move down to item H, rental registration hearing on property located at 6608 McCook.
Hello, we're the owners,
Now, please state your name for the record.
Bill and Colleen Van Clay.
Thank you. How many units are in this property?
It's a single house.
How long have you owned it?
We owned it, we bought it in June of 2013. The guy that we bought it from needed some help staying there, so we let him stay there for 10 months. Then he left. After that, we started redoing the inside of the house, which we did.
So have you ever registered it? or-
Yes, we did. We did, and then when we were supposed to, and then we got the note back that said, well, you don't have any renter in there, so when you do, send the thing back in. So what happened was, after we had got the house remodeled, ready to start showing it, is when I got sick, and I was moved from Munster to University of Chicago. It was one of the cases where my heart just went very bad. I ended up getting a little pump put in the bottom of my heart, and that's what this is. Anyhow, the point is, my son, during that time, I was pretty much just trying to stay alive. And what happened was my son rented the house to his girlfriend, who was helping him clean the place, getting it ready. They rented it. She paid when she could. She got out of there. They split up. She left, and now we've got our first real renter in there. And so we sent the sheet in, and the young lady that we sent it to said, you should have sent this in last time. What did you do between when we had my son's girlfriend in there? And I said, I'm sorry, I
Was this for 2015 or 2016, or both?
We're not really sure what the,
Well, it looks like they owe for 2015 and 16.
When you're talking about this, the first real renter, when did that person move into the place?
May of this year.
May of this year?
May 14 or
Is
15.
that Tiffany Evans?
No. We have no idea.
We don't know any Tiffany
all right, well,
Evans.
here's the problem. Per Dietrich, the water department, Tiffany Evans is the tenant from June 10th, 2016 to the present. The prior was Colleen. So that's the prior person with the water.
We have no idea who Tiffany is.
How about Susan Hayes?
Yes, that's our son's girlfriend who lived there, and she paid her.
She lived there from April of 15 to February of 16.
Well, actually, she moved out in January, but
Okay, well, the
Yeah.
water department is February.
Miss Bankley was in there from March.
That's us.
that's us.
Oh, that's
We
okay.
paid the bill while we didn't have a tenant.
Who's in there right now? That's Tiffany Evans.
No,
No.
his name is Stephen Harper.
Maybe he had Tiffany Evans because the water is her name, to have a girlfriend. A lot of times the person is cut off, or they have the water in their name.
Maybe, I know he's got 2 children, but we've never met his wife. We only met him.
We only met him. We had an issue where they were looking for the water line, and we got a contractor to come out and find it, and it was in the lot next door. It's about a 30-foot lot, and no one's there, and that's where the water line was.
All right, so Mr. President, what we have here is, we have this was a rental in 15, and this was a rental in 16, and it was registered for neither year.
I guess we didn't realize we had to register it in 2016 because there was no renter in it during that period of time when you're supposed to fill out the form. So,
Well, there was a
Yes, we
rental
need-
in January of 16.
okay.
Well, that's when the person moved out, was January 15th.
But they were still in there. They were a renter in 16, and now there's a new renter in 16. So there was a renter in 15,
Okay.
and there's a renter in 16.
Right,
I guess
our
being
per-
we've never done this before, we didn't really understand the whole process.
15 was all the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yes,
But she paid rent, right?
when she could.
When she could.
I mean, the board's not here to judge whether or not they make a good business decision. The
Right.
board's here to
Right.
decide, was it a rental? So yes, it was a rental in 15, it was a rental.
And I guess my point is, we had turned the things in earlier, that's what we thought we were supposed to do, and they said, no, don't. So we thought, okay, when we do get a renter, we would. And when I got sick, I don't mean to use that as a card, but it changed our lives. It was to the point where it was me just staying alive, and we weren't
We understand
thinking
that.
We weren't thinking about that, and
But if you don't, if you have a rental property that was a rental property and then you don't rent it, you should fill out an affidavit so that we know what's going on. Because the whole purpose of this is in case police and fire get called out there so that they know there's somebody in the building or how many family members, if there's any children in there.
makes sense.
So that's
Is
the whole
that-
theory behind the.
So annually, you're supposed to fill out the exemption form? We filled it out in 2014, but
Yeah, you would do
We
the
didn't realize we
affidavit,
needed to
it's
do
just
that
a form that
annually.
says the property's presently not being rented, it's vacant. And if the status changes, then you would come in and then change it.
I see.
Just for our purposes, for safety.
I see.
So I don't know, you know, this seems to be a little bit of confusion. Do we have a recommendation from the other board members?
I think we're gonna make a motion to waive the late fees, but they will need to register for both 15 and 16, at $5 per unit.
Okay, we already turned in the form for 2016, and I guess that was denied or something, they sent.
If it was
sent back?
after,
Okay, so.
so now you'll be
still
able,
have
if you wanna
pictures.
stay,
It was sent back to us, so.
if
If
you
you-
wanna stay after the meeting, then you can take care of it today if you'd like to.
There's not too much left in the meeting, we should be done in about 10 minutes, then you could go downstairs with the paperwork and get this all straightened out today.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Motion and a second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Next, we have correspondence requesting a rental registration hearing be heard. Oh, reheard. Hercules Properties. For 2014, 15, and 16. How long ago did we take action on this? Back in June?
Yeah, June, this is,
6523 Jefferson.
If we did it in June, would it have already went to collections? When did he ask? He wasn't gonna do anything until he got nervous? No. So would this have gone to collections, Chris, already?
Most of the time when somebody requests an appeal, they're already in collection. So it's just, their appeal was denied, most likely for failure to show up.
yeah, they say that they didn't receive the notification of hearing and was not present
Nobody
because of
ever
that.
gets the notice of a hearing, they only seem to get the notice that their appeal was denied.
This is a management company, they should know how to manage property.
Up to you if you want to.
This ain't like a private individual that's made a mistake.
This is saying the company partner is actually living there. Or occupied by an immediate family member. The company partner.
One of the partners in the company lives there?
That's what it's saying. Although I don't know why the mailing address is in Chicago if she's living in the Hammond property.
Be here today. In your case, if you want to be reheard.
Yeah. Do we know where the information was being sent to?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
The Chicago address? That's the address that's listed, right?
But they haven't registered in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been living there for the last 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's already in collections, there's really nothing we can do at this
I'll
point.
make a motion
right?
to deny the appeal.
Second.
Motion and a second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against, motion passes. Item J, we have correspondence received requesting a rental registration hearing for 54 Locust. That's the only one. When do you want to schedule that? August 18th?
Make a motion to set for hearing on August 18th?
Yes.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item K, correspondence received from the Hammond Port Authority requesting a temporary street closure of Sheffield Avenue from 129th to Calumet Street due to the United Auto Workers Company picnic Saturday, July 8th. Hammond Police Department will direct traffic from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. or July 9th in the event of inclement weather. So do I have a motion approving that closure? That's the internal park road.
Can you just send this to, it says, it looks like they've already discussed with the PD. Can you just send it to them?
I think they do that every year.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Item L, correspondence received requesting a street closure at 170th and Van Buren on July 30th for a graduation party. This needs to go to the police department, make sure it's not a traffic issue.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve, subject to review and approval by Chief Doty.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Garage sale permits, we have a bunch of them. Well, not that many.
Okay, we'll make a motion to approve the garage sale permit.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against? Motion passes. Do we have any matters from other board members? Matters from other department heads or their representative?
Mr. President,
Mr. Button.
members of the board, I just wanted to let you know that as part of our newly implemented Title VI non-discrimination, we have a public survey that can be completed at any public meeting that we have. So we have those available here at the Board of Works. And it's really just a survey of attendees, and it's voluntary. It talks about non-discrimination related matters. So. And we do have a policy for all non-discrimination issues that would come in front of the city. So just wanted to let you be aware of that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other matters from department heads or their representatives? Any new business? Any old business? Meeting is open to the public. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to step up to the microphone? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.